JB, the Cowboy fan, and I'm back with another one. Yeah, this next person I'm about to chin check is your boy, Peter Schager from Good Morning Football. So they had a poll. Well, not really a poll, but they were talking about the next three games coming up on Thanksgiving. And they're talking about the top teams in the NFC. And this dude emphatically said no, that the Cowboys is not better than Detroit. It should be number three behind the Eagles and the Niners.
But really, his thoughts on the 7-3 Cowboys. So our first down is: do we think Dallas belongs in the same conversation as the Eagles, as the Lions, as the 49ers in the NFC?
No.
Okay.
No. There's a triumphant of powers right now, and it's those three teams. It's the Eagles, obviously, with the top record. Then it goes to those two, San Francisco and Detroit, and then it's the Cowboys. I think that's fine. I think there's still time. As Jerry said, it's a journey. Do you remember back in September, Deion Sanders was the biggest story in college football?
By far.
That team finished 4-7 and won't be playing in a bowl game.
Yeah.
It's a long season. You don't write the script in September and October.
No.
We still have November still, and then December, and then January. There's 2 games. So, yes, it could happen, but right now you can't. It's fair. They've lost to the Niners. They've lost to the Eagles.
Yeah, I think, but when you talk about that conversation, I feel like the Eagles are in one conversation, and then it's the other team. So I do feel like if you're going to say and bunch all of those teams together, yes, the Cowboys are in that conversation because they're one of the best teams in the
and the Niners. But really, he was saying they ain't even the top. What? They not a top elite team, but Detroit is. I'm like, what has Detroit done to proving that they can that they're getting all this love, talking about they one of the best teams in the league, bro? I'm like, hold up.
Lions
What have they
against the Baltimore Ravens. They bounced back, had some wins. Cowboys did the same against the 49ers. Won, I think, 4 out of their last 5 games since then. Then we watched the 49ers lose 3 games in a row to a P.J. Walker-led Browns team. So I do think that the Cowboys are still in that conversation. They've lost to the Eagles. So I think the Eagles are above all of them right now at their record and where they stand in the NFC. But I think the rest of them are all in that same category, seeing where it all falls out at the end.
You know, Don Draper used to say you have to change the conversation. I always say with the Cowboys, why is this team different from any other Cowboys
Yes,
teams?
you do ask that
I just
desperately.
ask it, and I'm not even asking it rhetorically. I'm asking someone to answer it. They have good offense. They have good defense. They have a lot of famous players. They have Mike McCarthy on the sideline, and most of the time they win, but then eventually they lose. It's just, I feel like I've seen this movie before, and I hate it because I'm ready for the new movie. I just don't know if it's here. It's like, I always went with the Cowboys season. I'm like, can we just fast forward? Can we get to the point where either they win the big playoff game or they don't? It's like, last year, they win a great wild card game in the divisional round, Is that going to be, anybody seen anything yet that says like, oh, I think this team's different? And I'm asking, I really am.
I don't think there's anything they can do today, or it's going to have to be in January.
It could have been done, though. They could have been different in the games that they've lost and the teams that they've lost to. I think they could have been making the argument differently by now, having not lost on the road to Arizona earlier this season. Things could have gone differently. They suffered a grave injury to their defense earlier this season when they lost Trayvon Diggs. I thought that was going to change the narrative. They've played well. They've played really great.
They always do.
But they have the Dolphins treatment of they need to beat really good teams, and they have opportunities coming up. So the Cowboys, it's on you to make us take it seriously.
We see that graphic, that thing. I think to your point, do we put the Lions in this? Are the Lions for sure better than the Cowboys?
Are the 49ers? They lost 3 games in October.
Yeah.
And I look at it, you guys said it. The Cowboys,
Yes, the Niners, because they blew
they blew them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Straight.
All right.
The Cowboys won 12 games.
The Lions, though, it's like the Lions.
Yeah.
Cowboys
you
won
still feel that way? What do you think, Jeff?
They've won 12 games the past 2 years. So to your point,
Great
it's like there's nothing they can do during the regular season. They continue to win. It's not going to be until those playoff games roll around. But the only thing they can do is continue to win in the regular season, no matter who they play.
The Lions played at the divisional round.
Yeah.
Lions at Dallas.
Lions at Dallas.
Actually, Dallas at Lions.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Who's favored right now if that's a game? It's the Cowboys at the Lions. You say the Lions?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, by like maybe 3 points.
Yeah.
It's a close game.
Yeah.
It's a close game.
Right.
Like, hold up. What have they? Okay, let's do it like this. What have they done in the last 2-3 years to have proven or shown that they're more of an elite team than the Cowboys this season? I mean, the Cowboys did go 12-5 the last 2 seasons, made the playoffs. What the fuck has Detroit done to give you that much confidence that this year that they're more elite than the Cowboys. It should be right behind the Niners and the Eagles. Oh man, did we look at the teams they played, the teams they lost to, and then we just seeing now Green Bay kicked their ass. Jordan Love went berserk on their ass. So yeah, this gonna age well when they when they see that the goddamn Packers beat the Lions. See, I think they was in Detroit and lost. Shit. But what give this dude, Peter Schager, the confidence that Detroit is more of an elite team than the Cowboys when they lost to two good teams and they ain't played and haven't beat a team over 500 yet. Just like they throw on the Cowboys. Who have they beaten? I mean, but Detroit ain't beat nobody. Who has Detroit beaten? Oh, they beat Kansas City. They beat Kansas City by 1 point. And Kansas City lost to the Jets too. So, I mean, Kansas City, I don't know what's going on with that. But if that's just their one signature win over the season, man, they basically beat an average team right now. With Kansas City, I hate to say it, but something ain't going right with them. But shit, they just lost to the good teams. They lost to two good teams, just like we did. And matter of fact, they just lost to a 4-6 team who they were favored to beat. They was favored to beat. Ain't nobody worried about Detroit, and they got to come see us. They got to come to Dallas. So we'll really see what time it is. And they talking about if the Cowboys was to match Detroit and Dallas went to Detroit, they would. I think if we went on the road to Detroit, we'll still be favored. I don't know what the fuck they see in Detroit. I guess it's that so much hate for the Cowboys. They're going to try to put anybody up in front of us. But they ain't did shit no better than what we've done. In fact, we've blown teams the fuck out. Regardless, above 500 teams, below 500 teams. Because they lost to two above 500 teams, and they lost to a below 500 team, just like we did. But if you're going by team success and what they done, you got more confidence in the Detroit than Dallas? What have Detroit shown? Yeah, they little clip they put out before Thanksgiving Day. But shit, they was wrong on Detroit. Bam, man, they were wrong with Jordan Love. Cause he smacked their ass. Yeah, man, this is bullshit, bro. The goalposts always move when it comes to the Cowboys. Because really, if you look at it, the Niners, Philly, and Dallas, they pretty much played some of the same teams. Now, they played a couple different teams, but a couple different teams that they played, they were still similar, to some of the teams that Dallas played. So I'm like, I mean, yeah, they beat some over 500 teams too. I get that. Yeah. One or two of them. It ain't like they whole schedule. They just been beating up over 500 teams. Philly or the Niners. But the point is, they've played basically some of the same teams. So I'm trying to figure out why Dallas is like put down or is being negative against the Cowboys for who we played. But when those same teams have played some of the similar teams we played and some of the same teams. Like, what makes their win so much greater versus the Cowboys when we basically played some of the same teams? And you can add Detroit with that too. But we know what it is. Yo, y'all like subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all listening to me. Let's go, Cowboys.